Hey yo! Oh, camera's a little funky doozy. Oh, got some stuff on my screen. Hey yo, it's your podcast pa here with the 3 Gen Patriot Podcast. I am your podcast pa, the trifecta, son, dad, granddad, the poobah, the original Posky, the capital Posky. So, isn't it weird that the camera is actually here and I'm looking here? Does anybody ever notice that? That's weird. And if your podcast boss says it's weird, then it's weird. Because it's so weird because I'm looking at the screen, but I'm looking at the camera. Screen, camera, screen, camera, screen, camera. It's so weird. All right, folks. I'm going to try and adjust this a little bit. I'm going to adjust me a little bit. There we go. How's that? Now you get the bird's eye view of your podcast pod. All right. So, I would like to start tonight's live. You ever do that? Yeah? You do it. Yeah? All right. With a little bit of a warm-up exercise I like to call Name That Voice. So, close your eyes. Shh. Shh. You smell that? Okay. Where do these stairs go? They go up. All right. That's for the Poskies and the Cougar Poskers, who might be of the more mature generation. Okay. Okay. Tell me if you name this voice. Close your eyes. Don't look. Don't look. Shut up, mizzy. Sorry, boss. Come on. South Park. The retarded kid, or whatever they call it. The kid with the glasses who he's like a local like that movie, what do they call it? Snatch or Snitch or whatever it is. They got all these little gangs. They got the big tough guy. It's like this. Shut up, mizzy. All right, check this one out. I promise tonight's live is going to be something very special. But this is a little warm-up exercise I like to do. All right, now don't look. Here we go. All right, ready? Why do you love me? Why do you need me? Always and forever. We met in a chat room. My love can fully bloom. Yes, I love technology. Okay. Your mom goes to college. Yeah, that's right. Napoleon Dynamite, come on, jeez. All right. Living on man, I'm talking about get on down, nigga, let him get on woo woo, man. Bang on, man. Boomhauer's got a point. It's the government, Hank. It's always the government. Peggy, I can see your whatnots. Okay. Now that we've all warmed up, now that we're all in the mix, get the bright light. Actually, this is it right here. Check it out. Where's my halo? It was this bright light, all I could see. It wasn't blinding, it was welcoming. Oh, that's your podcast, Paul, baby. Yeah. Yeah. All right. No creepy uncle vibes, all right? None of that. You were here and shit on my lap. You You're a firm little feller. You sickos. You sickos. All right. Listen to your podcast, Pa. I just can't get enough of that. Don't I look good in that basket line? Oh, 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 it's just. Oh, I just thought of it. Check it out. Welcome to Podcast Pa. Region Patriot Podcast with your podcast boss. Peace be with you, and also with you. Please be seated. Thank you. I would like to start with the podcast on a very serious note. My glasses are crooked. I go to the doctor, and the doctor say, "Too bad." So I said, "Now I crooked glasses." Is what I would say if I was. Well, my glasses are crooked though. Isn't that weird? So, let's do a little human events. Little real human event story. Real down to earth. Real grassroots. Okay? Real grassroots. Grass don't actually have roots. So, yeah. What are we going to do now? Sorry. That's just a little nervous tick you have. And it's understandable. You are very nervous. That's okay. Because your podcast Pa is here to welcome you. That's actually a good hook. I like it. Not to the side, or the side here, not to the side. Right on top. Shining bright light. See, you could say, I had the most amazing dream last night. I dreamt that I was in a magical place. It was so warm and posky. And I just remember the sweetest voice. It sounded like the most beautiful music. Podcast Pa. I don't remember much, but I know I want to go back. Away from this cold, cold world. Back to the podcast Pa. That's a dream. That's not a dream. It's not. No. It's very real. Very real. I assure you, the mayor of Realville here, your podcast Pa, brings it straight. Genuine. From the sweetest, juiciest berries. Genuine. All right. Go ahead. Tell your friends. I'll wait. Oh, that's right. You don't need friends anymore because you have the podcast Pa. Your life is possibly fulfilled. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. No, it is. Trust me. Oh, that was a bad idea. Trust me. You see that? That's badass. Human events, grassroots. It's time to get serious. Now, your podcast Pa has a very, very good sense of humor. I love the shenanigans of tykes playing freely, carefree. Yeah, we all love it. But it's time for the podcast Pa to crack the whip. Settle down. Human events. I happen to have one. Teacher. Yoo-hoo. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. Yes. The very eager and intelligent student in the back. Uh, podcast bot? Actually, my name is B Ran. B Ran, ran, the B Ran, ran. Oh, excuse me. Right, of course. My essay. Please, no, read it in front of the class. Oh, really? Me? Yes. So beautiful. I just I want you to present it to all. Okay, I will. And as he comes up to the class, grabs his paper and says, human events, moments in time. This is the paper, yeah, in case you were wondering. No, I'm not sipping tea. Although I could. I could. Moments in time that shape a generation. I mean, human events happen every day, all day, right? The problem is when you have so many people on the planet and you have so many of those people who are de evolving back into the lower cesspool of genealogy, that the gene pool itself must take charge and eradicate some of the more completely retarded people. And I don't mean mentally handicapped, I mean really, really dangerously stupid. That could be mentally handicapped, but then again, people who are born mentally handicapped, it's not their fault. People who are dangerously stupid, no, we blame them 100%. And the gene pool clearly does as well. That's why people who try to take selfies with wild animals are no longer our problem. And the animals get a free snack. Keep it up, guys. Rawr. No, you're really doing us a favor by that. Your stupidity is feeding nature and making our lives a little easier, not having to deal with your dangerous stupidity. And it happens in other ways too. Um, 12 and 13-year-olds doing a Tide Pod challenge. I mean, I can see a 3-year-old getting into a Tide Pod, but they wouldn't be doing it because they saw it on effing YouTube or, or you know, TikTok, as they say. Um, they would be doing it because they think it looks like candy and they don't know any better. Once you're past the age of 4, you know better. And if you're on TikTok, your parents should be the ones eating the Tide Pods because they can't get any dumber. And clearly their stupidity is a threat to your safety as a child. So maybe the whole family should eat them, but I digress. Um, Not the kid, but I truly believe that if you are so abhorrently and jaw-droppingly stupid that you are dangerous to yourself, but we don't care because that's you and you do your stupid stuff. The gene pool will set things right. But children, no, they don't deserve to have dangerously stupid parents. Dangerously stupid parents cause harm to their kids, either by raising them to be just as dumb or allowing them to get into situations that are life threatening and often end up taking lives. Or, excuse me, the proper YouTube vernacular, I guess, is unalived. dumb as that is. Okay. Um, Human events. Not raising children. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about not talking about the gene pool correcting itself by dangerously stupid people offing themselves in ridiculous, moronic ways. Um, Often not even trying to unalive themselves. No, I'm talking about moments that happen that literally, oh, somebody's blowing hearts and laugh face. It's like, oh, thank you very much. I can't see who it is, unfortunately. Um, oh, maybe it's either my wife, my daughter, or any of the girls that I have as kids. Um, yeah, or my sisters, any of the women in my family. I really don't think either of my boys would send multiple hearts floating. But then again, hey, expressing love is one of the most manly and masculine things you can do. Expressing affection. All right, it is. The most masculine thing, truly healthy masculine, the most positive form of masculinity, expressing affection to a child, a male child, for a man. I mean, expressing affection to your wife in public. None of this PDI or public displays of PDA or whatever they call. But my sister used to give me crap about it all the time. But all my sisters did, by the way, all of them, all two of them, um, used to give me crap about it all the time. But to their credit, I was guilty of it in spades. But I digress. When a father has a son, I have multiple boys. Those boys grow up. Now, I'm not talking about the nicknames I still call them. All right. Bump and bam. You know, I'm not calling it like that. But I'm talking about hugging them, you know, kissing them on the forehead, kissing them on the head. Just like I did when they were little. They hate it, but I'll do it. I do it. I'll do it because that's my son. That's my boy. And the break, I think, is when really good dads, decent dads, guys who are decent, not typical guys, and my boys will know what I'm talking about. Not the average typical guy or even the above average typical guy, but decent men who had kids, who had boys. Long about, you know, middle school, that hugging, like kind of kissing, the forehead or, you know, expressing that affection to your son kind of ends up being more of a protective, like overbearing kind of thing. Now, if your boy was sick or got hurt, I get it. But would you still do that if they were in high school? I did. My boys kind of hated it, but I know they didn't deep down because that I don't know exactly what that is. It's a how to behave with another man, how to act with your son, because fathers, me included, will still hug and kiss their daughters no matter how old their daughters get. They'll still hug her and kiss her on the cheek, kiss her on the head like they did when she was 3 until she's 50. And any real father, any decent man out there who's a real dad who's a dedicated dad, will, hey, guilty. But how many of you do it to your sons? How many? In all fairness, it's nothing wrong with not doing it. But think about it. It's like I tell my boys, the strongest thing a man can do is admit his weaknesses. Seek out the proper help, not to fix them, but to openly accept them and acknowledge if they cannot be fixed. How do you help me? Where do I get the help to deal with them, to live with them? Mental, emotional, even spiritual, physical, even. Um, where do I get that help? I openly acknowledge that I have PTSD and emotional scars from abuse. And I do. And I openly admit it. Plus, I have massive guilt. I mean, crippling guilt for my past. As most of you probably don't know, your podcast pa is an addict. And I have over 16 years in recovery. But my kids are way over 16 years old. My sister, way over 16 years old. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say any more than that about that, but all I am going to say is when you take your childhood, my childhood, add it to what I did as an adult, that can be enough of a reason to stay in active addiction. Was it for so long? I don't know. I'm not gonna go there. All I'm gonna say is without my kids, I wouldn't be clean. I don't believe that. And I'm gonna give all the addicts out there who are struggling a little piece of advice. Anyone who tells you to do it for yourself, anyone who tells you to get clean for yourself, I know and you know they're full of it. They're full of shit. I know that. Your podcast pond knows that. You know that. So, because addicts are sick people, they're not bad people, they're sick people. Sick people see themselves as complete pieces of shit. So, telling an addict, gotta do it for yourself, nobody else. Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to go out and do it even more, because if it's up to me, for me, I see a complete piece of shit when I look in the mirror, if I can even look myself in the mirror. So your podcast pod gets it. Do it for the people who still have that grip on your soul, that last part of your soul that the drugs, the lifestyle, the criminal, degenerate, scumbag, lying, cheating, robbing lifestyle, maybe the type of drugs you did also rob your soul. But there is someone in your life, God, I pray there is, who will not let go of your soul and with that part of your heart. Okay? They won't let go of it. They don't even know they're holding it, but they will not let go of it. And I was fortunate that I had 3 of them. And so that grip they had on my soul and my heart overwhelmed everything else that the evils of addiction had taken. And that is how I got clean. That is how I stayed clean. Eventually, years and years later, I started doing it for myself. But that was only after I figured out that I could get clean. B, face the absolute apocalyptic level of destruction and waste that I had laid to my life and the people in it. The massive amount of effort it was going to take to even remotely begin to clean it up. And ding, 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 14 to 18 months after I got clean, oh crap. Addiction is, I'm going to tell you this right now, addiction is never a singular diagnosis. Ever. There is no addict who ever lived, ever will lived, or living now, ever will live, or living now, who is just an addict and has a perfect state of mind, emotional strength and grounding, physically well. Well, not even physically well, emotionally and mentally. No scars, no trauma, no illness, nothing. Just an addict, you know, do, become an addict. Nah, nope. No. Sorry, not true. Because an addictive personality, listen to your podcast pod here, an addictive personality is can be passed down genetically, but it needs a little push. You have to need, you have to not realize the escape you're seeking until you find it. Addictive personality is not enough to make someone become an addict and do what the evils of addiction do. You slowly kill yourself and you unleash hell on those who dare to love you. That's not just an addict. That is someone who is susceptible. And numbing what you don't realize you have, that's what triggers it. I'm going to state on the record right now. There's no bookworm, stuffed shirt, Poindexter, pocket protector nerd who isn't an addict who can tell me otherwise and be true. I am an addict. I do know it's true. And I'll stand on my last, with my dying breath, I will never believe otherwise. And there will never be a sensible argument to the contrary. And any addict who hears this will believe me 100%. That, in my case, my kids, but that, whoever has that part of your soul that the evil can't take, that is stronger than all the evil that's in you and the addiction itself, bar none. Do it for that. Do it for that, and do it long enough that you begin to see your value. But I realized that I had other issues. So I spent 10 years in counseling, bi-weekly and sometimes 3 to 4 times a month for 10 years. Because I not only A, recognized the problem, B, found out exactly why, and C, wanted to help myself and was willing to admit what it would take, what it would take to make that help work. Build the tools I needed. That's what it would take. But I was willing, wanting. Sorry, the dog is barking. I hate that. I'm sorry. So anyway, that's the strongest thing you can do. Admit your weaknesses, seek openly, acknowledge them, admit what you don't know about them, seek out the help, to face them, live with them, deal with them. Excuse me. Baby, can you let her in? She's not responding. Okay, excuse me. That's real. This is real deal, baby. This isn't pre-taped, nothing. You're in it with the podcast Pa. This is the real deal, baby. We're not just live, we live and direct. Live and direct. Whoa, what's that? Are you feeling queasy? It's all right. Here, a little bit of the podcast Pa magic for you. There you go. You're all better now. Let it wash. Let it wash. But listen to me. So you want human events, moments in time that change a generation. There it is. The moment I realized what this had on me, what it was holding and who was holding it. And for that reason, for that reason, I got clean, stayed clean long enough to realize I had value. Learned that real men aren't afraid to express affection to their sons, no matter how old they are, as much as they are to their daughters. Real men find true strength in openly admitting their weaknesses, seeking not only the help to find out and realize and figure out what they are, but how to live with them. And if they can't overcome them, how can they learn to live so weaknesses do not control the man, but the man cannot control them, but live with them and let them take a backseat to his direction and his path in life. There's your human events, baby. Tune in next week when we're doing another live, probably on Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. And I'll be doing other podcast Pa shows throughout the week. So, much love. Remember, keep the faith. If you don't keep that, you don't keep anything else. All right. Much love to you, babe. Wait, I got one more voice for you. My dad says butane is a bastard gas. Bobby, put your pants up there, boy. I just, Hank Hill gets all pissed. Oh man, it's crazy. These are good times here. We're having a really good time. Do you know anybody that smiles like this? Hot. You know what? If anybody smiled at me like that, your podcast Pa gave you the 1-2. Me hitting you, you hitting the floor. Boom, boom, boom. So, don't get your podcast Pa riled up. Oh no, because I'll lay waste. Oh man, that's creeping me out, dude. Stop it, dude. Stop. Check it out one more time just to creep you. Stop it, man. That shit's creepy. All right. Hey, much love. God bless. And again, keep the faith, because if you don't keep that, you can't keep anything. Okay. And remember, you can pick your nose. You can pick your battles, but don't pick your friend's nose. Wait a minute. I screwed that all up. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but don't pick your friend's nose. Okay. Check it out. Boom. All right, y'all. Peace out. We about to end. How do I stop this thing? Okay. Bye-bye. We want to kiss? You want a little bit kiss? Stop it. Peace out.